Alright, what's up you guys? We are back again with the GY6 150cc scooter. As you can tell, it's a bit open here. I did do the 171 big bore kit on the 150 like I was planning on doing. I was thinking about body panels, but I was talking to the guy that has them in gloss black, and he said he will not be getting those in gloss black until September. So I'm gonna wait out until September. I just like a light respray on these, just like a matte black, just for the time being. The next step is gonna be CVT work, and we'll go from there basically. So I have some time until the body panels come. Obviously it's only August 1st, so we still have a good month left before I could even think about buying them, let alone having them shipped, sent here, and installed. Next on the list after the CVT will probably be the smaller stuff, like the rear shocks, probably tires. I'll probably get brakes. I'll probably just get slightly upgraded brakes for the back drums and the front discs when I get the CVT set up. I already bought a Gates Kevlar belt for the transmission setup, so we'll go from there. But let's dive in to what everybody is thinking about. The GY6 150cc big bore, aka the 171 kit. As you know, I still don't have the plastics on. They still have not shown up yet. With this kit, it's going to retain the stock head. So if you have the pair system, which is basically the little metal tube that jumps down and runs up into like a vapor canister type deal, you can remove all that, and you're going to need a block off plate for right there. That's the ground wire, but behind it, that's going to be for a pair system setup. I don't have the pair system. I just have the good old vent tube, which is venting to atmosphere, not going through vacuum. We'll dive into what the kit consists of. So I opted in for the 28mm carb. I got the Pro Carb from, as you guessed it, Rolling Wrench. So I got the whole kit from them, which consists of, I opted in for a separate carb because I got the clocking flange for the carb so the seat doesn't smack it and it'll clear the seat. This is for a Vento style body 150 scooter. So if you have like a like an Ice Bear Chuck, Mad Dog, or like a Ruckus build, you'll probably need a 2-foot to clear the seat, but I'm not 100% sure since I never did this setup on my Mad Dog when I had my 150 Mad Dog. We'll dive into it. So it's a 28mm carb. It's from Kehin. Let's see if I can get you guys down in there to see it. Hopefully you can see that. So it's a Kehin carb. Of course, with the Pro Carb you get the cool blue knobs, the cool float trim. It has all the cool blue hoses. This is a vent tube that's for basically high flow. You get 2 sets of lines. I got clear and like a teal line. They're all transparent lines, so that's cool. You get the Uni Pod filter, and then you get the bigger Pro build manifold with everything. All this comes together already. All this is pre-together. He does send you a decent set of jets. Originally there was a 38 pilot jet in this. I swapped it out for a 32 because it was running a little rich on idle, and first acceleration it would try to bog out a little bit and stall at lights, so I dropped it from a 38 to a 32. It runs great, and I'm currently at 436 feet above sea level, so it's running good. So hopefully, the only thing I'll have to adjust now, after I already adjusted the air fuel screw and idle, would be the main jet. But so far the main jet's running good. I'll pull the plug after I drive it a little bit more, check out what it's looking at, about half throttle up on the plug color. But with that kit, so I opted out for this. It does come with a kit if you get the kit and caboodle. All I did was order this separately. This was roughly 180 bucks for this setup, with the manifold. The manifold does come with the gaskets and all that good stuff, along with the carb. The carb has extra jets, Uni Pod filter. I think that's about it for the carb itself. Now the 171 kit I went with is also the Pro Build kit, which has the Taida T100 Cam, the Taida cylinder head with forged 61mm piston. That's pretty much all that's really consisting of there. It does have the high flow heads in it, so I think it was 28mm and 28mm on intake and exhaust. It's pretty great. I mean, it's utilizing the stock rocker arms. I did adjust the valves to 0.004 on intake, 0.005 on exhaust. I went through and did that twice because the first time I adjusted it, I took it for a quick under 20-30 mile an hour run for like about 5 minutes to help break it in a little bit. And it started tapping really bad, so I popped the cover off, checked the valve clearances, and sure enough, it was super loose. So I got back in there and readjusted them. Now everything's running top notch. I swapped the other plug from the original head for the one from the 150, which is a NGK CR7HIX plug. I want to get a new one, that way it's running, that way pretty much this whole end is new. I also wouldn't mind getting a new ignition coil, but I'm still looking in the mix for that. This one is, I have no idea, don't really see a name on it, so don't know what that one is, but I'll have to find another one for this setup. I was thinking about wiring up for the NCY direct ignition, just that way it's there and ready to go. As for exhaust, we are running the PitMoto exhaust. It's not too bad, but you will have to make some minor adjustments on the shock end to clear. I'm pretty much damn near rubbing on the shock itself. It doesn't really rub too bad, but it's rubbing more than I would like because it's right up against it. I mean, this has like a coating over top of the spring, so it won't really wear it too down, but you can definitely see in the shock it has worn a bit. Bitman was pretty smooth with the A-brace here. Actually going in to the head itself, there is some fitment issues with the drill holes. So, I mean, it is a $100 exhaust, so it does kind of suck that it doesn't fit right the first time, but at the same time it does fit fairly well versus a lot of other like eBay or Google search exhaust for just like a generic 150 itself. The springs to attach it, because it's a slip-on, they were actually fairly simple. I mean, they have tension on them, but they are definitely doable to do by hand with just the normal pliers. I got them on there with the needle nose vice grip, and it worked perfectly. But this one has the removable baffle in there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a screw right here, little access door right here. I didn't take the baffle out because it's kind of nice to have the baffle in, because this thing is actually pretty loud the way it is. I'll actually start it up so you guys can hear how it's actually sounding with the 171 kit, the Uni Pod filter, the big valve head, and the exhaust all taped in together. If you saw my older videos, you saw that I put the air scoop on. Hopefully it's not too windy for you guys. If it is, I'm sorry. It's usually pretty windy here. And I went with the Unique Performance air filter back there. I have a video on it. So far it's going good. I feel like it'd be better once I get the rest of the plastics on. That way it actually keeps the cylinder head cool or colder versus just letting it vent. But that's why I'm kind of keeping those front plastics off. One, for tuning, so I can get in here and adjust anything that I need to, or if I need to pop the whole carb back off again, I can pop it off and swap jets. I just dialed in the idle jet. Next, like I said, I'm gonna pop the plug out and start dialing in the main jet to make sure everything's flowing good. Now, if I pull the plug out and it's sitting pretty good, maybe a little bit on the like rich side, I'll probably leave it alone. But if it's running on the lean side, I'll definitely have to get in there and adjust it. Now, like I said, with this is on the stock CDI, and this is a DC setup, so this is a DC CDI. The ignition coil, I wish it was AC because there's tons of options, but I imagine I can just rewire a new CDI to it and it'll be fine. I also got in here, I just got the GY6 door glass fuel filter. That way I can see every dynamic that's going on here, so I know it has fuel. Obviously the lines are clear, so I know I have fuel. I might swap out this vacuum pump, maybe for the Mikuni DF44 pump, just in case this ever fails, but for now it's running good, so I'm just leaving it be the way it is. The only other add-ons that I would do, since my transmission internals are still stock, I would probably jump in there. I'm sitting at 13 gram weights and the 835/20/30 belt. With the 835/20/30 belt and 13 gram weights on the stock clutch, and it's a Gloxel variator, but it's mimicked after OEM, so I really wouldn't put too much into that. I did it earlier today. It's pretty much more or less broken in at this point. It's got about 200 miles on it now, 250 miles. I did try to do a little bit of a high speed test. I didn't hold it for long, just in case, to be on the safe side, because I still have the 1040 oil in it. I'd rather run 1540 Rotella like I have in my other scooters, and they lasted a while. With this setup and with this jetting at this elevation, and I weigh about 130 pounds. Not sure what the actual weight is on the scoot, but with this current setup, I was able to hit 70 miles an hour at 9100 RPMs. That's a little bit higher in the RPM range than I would like. I'd rather jump up to like a 14 gram or a 14.5 gram weight and maybe even out the RPMs to weight, but I'm hoping maybe that's what the variator the setup will do. It'll actually help me improve that. That way I'm not screaming at 9,000 RPMs doing 70 miles an hour. Ultimately, I will probably have to change out the rear gearing to, really satisfy that middle ground where I don't have to hover in that high RPM range, but only time will tell. I am going to get the ankle biter kit, so this cover will be gone and it'll be all see-through. You can see all the sorry about that. Mechanicals running and working the way they're supposed to, and plus it'll be kind of a cool factor to see all that, and it'll help keep it a little bit cooler. And I also got the NCY ball bearing grip throttle, which is running great, by the way. The only problem is I noticed that with these plastics on this like Vento style scooter, with that big chunk of CNC behind there, you push the push start in and it gets stuck. So that's kind of an issue, but I can try to like figure that out. There's definitely going to be a way around that. But let's start this thing up so you guys can hear it, and then we'll go ahead and end the video for now. Like I said, it starts right up the first time. No, the choke is not on. Sounds fairly good if you really think about it. In person, it sounds pretty good. It's more of a deeper tone to it. But that's pretty much it for this. I will do a more detailed video on the exhaust sounds and how this thing actually runs when preferably it's not a windier day, or whenever it's actually a nicer day out. so you guys can see how everything is and how everything is placed in there. But for today's video, that's going to be it. I just wanted to give you guys a rundown on all this. I will also link all this stuff that I have right now in the description. So if you're interested, definitely hit up Rolling Wrench, because so far it's going good and it's definitely got the power behind it. So if you're looking for that instant power, I wouldn't even mess around with a new carb and maybe the variator. If you're looking just straight instant power, 171 kit. That's about all I can say. It's going to be about, I paid about a total of about, if you include the exhaust, it's going to be about 600, 700 bucks is what I actually paid for all this. Now this is with the Forged kit. You don't need the Forged kit. You can go with just the normal aluminum, like, you know, you can just go with the normal cast piston and all that. So, but this is with the best carb I could get from him, the best kit I can get from him. It has the Forged piston. And then if I went with a better exhaust, it would be more, but all in all, you'd probably be about $400 or $500 in doing it just the cast piston way. But that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Like I said, I'll list this stuff down in the description. If you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more scooter videos, because I still got way more coming for this thing. But besides that, thanks for watching, guys. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.